Hello, and welcome to Tracy's show. Today, I will be talking about the topic of life as a single parent. Y'all see, I have some water because, oh my God, it's gonna really get ugly. Now, I ain't gonna say ugly, but it's just, I'm just gonna express my feelings how I was as a single parent of two. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button so you won't miss out on any of my videos. Like I say all the time, my videos upload Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturday. And welcome to Tracy's show. So don't forget to hit that bell to be notified every time the videos upload. So today, like I said, I will be talking about life as a single parent. Well, how can I start this? Me, being a single parent, it was very hard. It was, I mean, I know right now I'm trying to get myself to get the energy, a good energy vibe to be able to talk about this because I don't want to bash nobody about what they didn't do to help me with my kids. And when I say nobody, I'm talking about their father or their dad, whichever one. I'm just gonna say his name could be Billy. I'm just gonna call him Billy. So I'm not gonna bash Billy because at the end of the day, God gave me the strength to be able to do what I had to do and raise. Get y'all some popcorn, get y'all some chips, get y'all whatever y'all want to get. You can even get your little glass of wine so y'all can, just get this good here. So, me as a single parent, well, I'm going to say the life as a single parent. I raised two beautiful kids all by myself. I had a daughter first. Then I had a son second. And both of my kids are by the same person. And never I can say I made a mistake with my kids because I love my kids to death. I love them. And they was not a mistake for me. God blessed me with those kids. And I know that God blessed me with them. I know he was going to give me that strength to be able to do what I had to do as a mother to take care of my kids. And I know a lot of times people may say, well, you didn't take care of your kids because you didn't get up and you didn't get a job, you didn't work, but it's still taking care of your child. So I don't want to come on here. I don't want to bash nobody. I'm not angry with nobody at all because of what I went through as a single parent. But I'm just putting this video out here so I could just help somebody. Somebody might have clicked on this video and they may be going through this right now as a single parent, and this video can help them. So all I can just say to that person that's going through it, and a lot of times we always look at women's only as single parent. We have to say guys too, because there's a lot of men out there that's raising their kids. Something happened in the situation with the relationship or whatever it was from the beginning. But one thing I can say to anybody that's watching this show, I always say, pray first. Whatever you do, always pray. Just pray. Because when I had my kids, and I'm just going to be honest, I didn't know how to pray. I didn't know how to just go to God and talk to God about things. But when I tell you, when you go through something, you're going to learn how to pray eventually. You're going to learn how to talk to God. And one thing my grandmother always used to say to me, she used to ask me all the time, how you doing? How you and the kids doing? And, she know that dad, whatever you want to call him. She know that he was the type of person that was in and out, in and out. And I can't fault nobody but me, because it was me that allowed him to do that. So, what I'm just saying is, my grandmother always taught me, whatever I was going through in life with my kids as a single parent, she just always taught me the same way that I taught and expressed my feelings to whoever I was talking to it about. Talk to God about it. Just talk to God. And that's how I learned how to pray. And I talked to God, and I prayed. But at the end of the day, he was still a person that didn't care. He didn't care whether his kids had food to eat. He didn't care whether his kids had clothes on their back. So I was the person that had to make sure my kids had that. So when I say he didn't care, and I'm just keeping it real, he didn't care at all. But I was staying with my mom when I first had my first child, my daughter. And I I thought I knowed everything. I was like, oh, okay, I have, got me I'm gonna get me an apartment. You know how we go through that phase, thinking we grown. We grown, but we don't know the things what a grown person should know. We still in that childhood state of mind. But as I well when I did get my apartment, we always move into like a low income apartment. Yes, I did. And I thought I was doing it. I thought, hey, I have my apartment. So when I moved in my apartment, my first apartment, I had both of my kids. And of course, I was, at the place where I'm hold on, y'all. Hold on. Oh boy, I want to cut this for a moment. Let me just cut this. So I'm sorry about that, y'all. I'm back, but as I was saying, when I said he was the type of person, he didn't care if my kids had food to eat, or even if I had food. He didn't care whether we had anything. All he was worrying about was running around, getting other babies out there, and that's what he did. That just was the type of person he was. And when I tell you, it hurt me so deep down in my heart that how he did his own kids. At the end of the day, how could you do your own kids like that? This is your flesh and blood. This is somebody that was your kids. They was your kids. And the reason why I cut that video, because when I just think about the things that I went through with my kids, I know I'm a strong woman, because I went through so much with my kids. When I say I went through so much, I didn't have nobody that I can pick up the phone and just call and say, can you watch my kids for me? I want to do this. I wasn't that type of woman that would do that. And I'm not bashing anybody in thinking that, okay, it's bad because you go, ask somebody to keep your kids for you. It's not bad at all. But when I say I didn't have nobody that I could do that to, the reason I didn't have nobody, because I didn't ask nobody. I just did it on my own. If I went to doctor's appointments, I took my kids. And if right now to this day, if they probably can remember days where they went to doctor's appointments with me, wherever I went or whatever I had to do, both of them were right there with me. And I mean, wherever I was at, I had them on a set schedule at 7:30 or about 7:30, 7:45. I mean, I did a good job. Sleep time. I don't care what day it was. I let them go to sleep. 8 o'clock, you have to be in the bed. No running around trying to do this, do that. 8 o'clock, they would sleep. So when I say the things that really hurt me the most, when I go back and say he didn't even care if they had food to eat, it was a time that I can remember it like it's today. I woke up, and it's a hurting thing to wake up in the morning and your two kids coming to you and saying they hungry or whatever, and you don't have anything to feed them. And before anybody just try to bash me and say, well, it was my responsibility to do it, it was also his responsibility. Everybody likes to bash the woman and say, well, it was your fault because you should have got up and you should have did this. But you got to remember, two, father and mother. So I didn't have that father in their life. They didn't have that. And it was one morning, I can remember we waking up, and I had one pack of lunch meat. One pack of lunch meat. And I can remember with my kids, they would wake up in the morning and that's what they ate for breakfast. They ate one pack of lunch, one slice of meat out of it for breakfast. And I was the type of woman, a mother, I wouldn't even eat that day. I didn't eat those couple of days. And the reason why, because, I didn't want to take for my kids when I know that we didn't have much. And that's the kind of stuff that I learned how to survive as a parent, as a single parent, because I watched my mom go through that. And I used to see my mom go through stuff and do stuff. And what I saw her do, she showed me how you do as a single parent to survive, to do things. And I didn't never let none of my family members know, like, oh, I didn't let them know, like, I don't have no food. I didn't do that. I just always learned how my grandmother always used to say to me, whatever you do, I always keep you some rice, flour, milk, canned milk, and different stuff in the house. But at that particular time, I ran low. I didn't have that stuff. And I called him and I said to him, can you bring some food? Because the kids hungry. They need some food to eat. When I tell you, I waited and I waited and I waited. He was like, okay, I'm going to bring him some. Just give me a little time. I'll be by there. Never did show up. Never did show up. And I was the type of parent, I never did tell my kids, oh, we don't have no food in the house. And as my slogan, I say, and I guess that's why I always say, I made it do what it do. And they was full. And I always kept instant mashed potatoes. That was my number one thing. I always kept some instant mashed potatoes. They was raised up off of that. When they started getting to the point where they can eat, I always kept, just like how people kept the instant baby cereal and you put it in the bowl, I always kept the instant mashed potatoes. I kept plenty of that in the house. Probably to this day, they probably just get tired of mashed potatoes. I kept them eating it. But I'm not saying because I went through the things that I went through, I'm a bad parent because I, went through that. But it was hard. It was really, really, really hard. And you would think, because you had two kids by the same person, they gonna really be here to help you. And no, that wasn't that. And then when it came to Christmas time, my kids didn't never ever get gifts or whatever on Christmas. I would always say to them, wait till when, you file your taxes, as we always do. So January was Christmas to them. But one thing I can say, my kids was so happy. It was just like they had, they was happy. Even when they woke up in the morning and they didn't have much, the things that they did get was like gifts from family members. Like my grandmother, she always gave, everybody in the family, she gave everybody a gift. I don't care who it was. She even had extra gifts. Like if somebody came over and they just visit for Christmas Eve, she had a gift for them. She always, made sure somebody got a gift. So that basically was the gifts that my kids will open up when they over there. And then when they get home, they didn't have nothing else to open. So I used to be like, we just wait till when, January come. I'm going to take y'all shopping. And I'm going to let y'all pick out what y'all want. But I can say, for a little while, he used to give them stuff for Christmas. And like, I'm going to say when they was kind of my daughter. I'm going to just say my daughter. When my daughter was young, he did give me, like, when she was first kind of born, he bought so much stuff. And I guess he thought all that stuff supposed to took her all the way through till she was 21. But that it don't happen like that. It don't happen like that. And I can say I did put him up for child support, but I don't know what was going on with that. They never did do anything, make him pay child support. And right now to this day, he never paid child support at all to me. Never have I ever received a child support check. But it was just hard. It was just so hard to see me have to go through that and raise my kids like that, because no mother don't want to go through it. Well, you got to know my kids don't have this to eat. My kids don't have that. And I'm going to say with a lot of bullying going on right now, boy, did my kids kind of go through that a little. I'm going to say my son, he kind of went through it because I didn't have money where I could go and just say, oh, let me go get my son them some shoes. Or, like I said, when they was little bitty kids, he did for my daughter. He just, went crazy. He bought her things. He bought her little infant shoes. And that was it. I guess he thought just because I do this one time, this gonna help her throughout the whole entire time while she raising her. No. So I didn't have money like that to buy my kids shoes. They might have seen their friends at school, and wanted those shoes. I didn't have money like that. And I'm getting a little emotional, but I didn't have money like that. But, and my son, he used to have a friend, his best friend. I always want to go out to eat with them. Both of my kids, I'm getting emotional, but sorry, y'all. Both of my kids used to always want to go places with their friends. I didn't have the money like that to do those things, but, it was real hard. It was hard. But as a strong woman that I am today, we made it. We made it. We never were homeless. We made it. And I couldn't explain and talk to my kids the things that I was going through as a single parent. I wouldn't, tell them that stuff because they was young. They didn't know. And what else can I say? When I first moved into the apartment, and when I moved from with my mom, that's why I say, when you don't know no better, you don't do better. You know what I'm saying? And like my best friend, I always say, I'd rather be a young, I don't want to say the word, but I'll pop it up there on the screen, than a old, so I thought I just knowed everything. When I moved into the apartment, I didn't have not one lick of furniture. Everything that I had when I received my furniture, it was handed down to me from somebody that didn't want it no more. And God blessed me with that because I couldn't have had that. But I just want to say to single parents, be strong. Whatever you do, do your best. And if anybody's saying you ain't doing this, you ain't doing that, don't let that distract you what you're doing to raise your kids. Because at the end of the day, when you go in that house, wherever you live, wherever you lay your head at night, and you close that door, guess what? It's only you, God first, and you and your kids that's going through that. But you be strong. Try your best to do what you do and do it best. Don't let your kids see you cry because it upset the kids when they small. They don't know. They don't. You can, if you explain to them and say, your father's not here, or either to the guys as well. Be strong. And I really, 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 really give a hand clap to y'all, the guys, because that's why I'm sitting here today talking about the life as a single parent. And for those guys that stepped up and took on that responsibility to raise your kids, baby, I give you all the props. Keep doing what you're doing, because at the end of the day, when that child get old, that child gonna always remember my father took care of me. Because it's hard nowadays to try to get a man to step up to the plate and do what they have to do. It's hard. But, I just went through so much. I went through so much, and it's not easy. But you have to put yourself in a state of mind and make yourself think like, I can do this. I can do it. It may be a struggle, but you can do it. I know if I did it with 2 kids, without a job, even though I know I was getting help from the government, I know you can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Even though things is real expensive now, but you can do it. Just learn how to do stuff to survive. That's really, if you really sit back and if I go back and just really, really, really just go back and look at the stuff that I really went through, it was all about surviving. If you know how to do what you can do with what you have to make it, you can do it. You can do it. You can really do it. Because as of today, as I speak, I learned a lot. I have learned a lot. And like I always say, when I first moved out, I didn't know nothing. I didn't even know how to wash the clothes. But I just thought like, oh, okay, I'm gonna move out, and you think to yourself, oh, I'm gonna move out, and maybe this will make him come over here, want to do the right thing. It just pushed him away more and more because they don't have time for that. But at the end of the day, I'm not gonna let this be a long, 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 long video like I always say. As I say, stay prayed up, continue to pray, ask God to give you the strength, the guidance, ask him to let you become a better parent, a mother, a father, as to raising your kids. You got to ask God for that strength. You have to ask God for that strength, because without that strength and that faith, And right now, today, I still have to ask God to show me, guide me, to be you need that prayer for when they're young, and you also need that prayer when they get older. Because at the end of the day, a child still needs that mother love. They still needs to be able to pick up that phone and call that mother when they're going through something. And right to this day, I still pray and I ask God to show me if I ever have to um come in a situation like that with my kids. I ask God, give me the strength and the guidance to be able to know what to say to my adult kids. Because at the end of the day, it's nothing like that motherly talk. Nothing like that motherly talk. You know, it's just something about when you call that mother and you talk to that mother, you know that mother gonna tell you the right thing you need to hear. She ain't gonna tell you nothing negative, nothing bad. She gonna tell you the truth. And that's why if y'all go back and watch my video about the depression video that I uploaded, that's why right to this day I say I have to tell the truth to a person. You know, you want to tell the truth to a person because at the end of the day, when you go through a lot of stuff as a child, it really affects you as an adult. You know, so that's why I try to tell now that I know what is the right thing to do. I try to make sure I tell my kids if they ask me my opinion or something, I'm not gonna just tell them a story or make it up and say, oh, okay, yeah, it's such and such. I'm not gonna just do that. I'm gonna just tell them the truth. Tell them the truth because that's what's wrong with the world. Well, not the world, the people in the world today. They'll want to tell you a feel and know darn well, they don't like it. You know what I'm saying? You don't look right in it. Tell the truth, people. Tell the truth. Just tell the truth. And I know I went on a whole nother subject, but it was just hard as a single parent. And as I go back talking about it as a single parent, I remember it was times that my kids was older then. They was in high school. And I remember when I was working, and that's why I say a lot of people say, well, you should have got your, you know, some people say you should have got your lazy butt up and got a job. Well, let me be here to tell you this. I still got a job and I still struggle. I don't care. You still gonna go through as a parent because if you only have that one income and you trying to take care of your kids, you still gonna go through. You still gonna go through trying to struggle to take care of that child. So I remember when I was working and my kids was in high school, I had to go through with not able to pay my car note. I didn't have the funds to just say, okay, I'm gonna pay my car note. I had to make sure rent was paid first, and then when they was in high school, I wasn't in a low income apartment. I moved again. I moved back with my mom. Then I moved out again, and while I was working, I was able to get me an apartment. So I still had a job, and I still had to learn how to manage with everything because it's still like it was a struggle because the income that you make is not really enough to support three people in a family. It wasn't enough. So, you know, it was a time where I didn't have that money to pay my car note. And do you know that was very, very bad because I'm scared at night, waking up in the middle of the night, looking out the window. Every time I hear something late in the night, you know what I'm thinking? Oh, I'm thinking, oh, they finna come repo my car. I couldn't get no sleep with that. Then finally, when I did get a chance to pay my car note, that was just like a big burden released off of me because that just ain't good. It ain't good to just know you owe these people, but know deep in your heart if you had it, you will send that payment. But you can't just call and tell them that. You know, they don't want to hear that. They want that money. They want that money. They don't care what you got going on. They want that money. So it was just hard. It was just so hard. And I tried to hold on to that car because I picked up my kids when like on Fridays, I used to be off from work. I pick them up from school, or in the morning, I would take them to school every morning before I go to work. So it was hard. It was just hard. It was real hard. But all I can say to single parents, women and men, keep your head up. Just continue to pray and do your best. Do your best. And I don't know if I really went into the thing about with the bullying. Oh boy, when I didn't have things to get for my kids, my son would come home from school, and I know y'all remember those shoes was called Shaq shoes. I couldn't afford Jordans. So, I had to get what I could get. And I remember when he came home from school and he was like, Mama, they were joining my shoes and stuff like that. But, it was just hard. And that's why I made my business that I was going to only have 2 kids. And that was it. Because I was like, I didn't want to have any more kids. That put me in a place where that's it. Enough is enough. Especially by him. But I just want all the single parents to just keep your head up. Don't give up. Keep going. Keep pushing. Do the right thing. And a lot of parents, when they going through that single parent thing, they like to get upset with the kids. Don't do that. Don't get upset with the kids because the father not there. Guys, don't get upset with the kids because the mother is not there. Do what you do and do it best. You know what I'm saying? Do it. Do what you have to do to make sure those kids sleep well at night, or not seeing you worried and crying because it affect them with school. So just do your best. Pat your own self on the back, because at the end of the day, nobody ain't here to congratulate you on that you do good. Some people will, some people won't. But give yourself a own pat on the back. You know what I'm saying? Congratulate your own self when you do the right thing for your kids. But I'm going to end this video, and I hope y'all enjoyed this video. And like I always say, we're going to make it do what it do. Because at the end of the day, we're going to get through this. Y'all going to get through it. If I got through it, y'all can get through it too. And my kids are grown now. Right to this day, they know what I kind of went through, because when they got older, I explained to them the things that I went through. And right as today, as I speak today, he still is not in their life. Still not in their life. You would have thought he probably would have said, okay, I have a grandchild. Still not in their life. But when kids get grown, that's their choice and their decision that they make. Because what they go through. Kids not crazy. They see what parents go through. So they not crazy. So I hope y'all like this video. Give this video a big thumbs up. Hit the bell to be notified when the next video upload. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace. I just wanted to let y'all know it took a lot out of me to post this video. This video is old. As you can see, I have on my Black History shirt. So now the video is up and out. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Give this video a big thumbs up. And I will see y'all in the next video. Thanks.